Boo dudes, welcome back to the Living Dummies podcast. I'm Elliot.
I'm Jeremy.
Praise be to Bob, the bumps be with you.
And also with you.
Let us cast. We went a different route for this episode and read Goosebumps Most Wanted, Special Edition, number 2, The 12 Screams of Christmas. Because it was Christmas time, and I wanted to read something Christmassy. And I thought everyone else might enjoy that, although this podcast will debut at a much later date. Anyway, it kicks off with a flashback in 1882, and my first question for you, Jeremy, is what color is their hair?
Brown.
Wrong.
Damn.
And you know I can't get a picture of it otherwise, especially in a flashback. I need to know the color of their hair.
You do? Personally? Like that throws you?
No, but R.L. Stein has to let us know what the color of everyone's hair is. So I was asking...
Okay.
You didn't catch it this time around?
Is it red?
It wasn't red. It was black and wavy.
So that's going to be my fourth guess, probably.
What's this flashback like?
So, this flashback is tumultuous. It's like they got these kids playing around. They got this new house, right? And they're playing around. And there's...
Who's they?
They're the two twin brothers and their little sister.
Ned and Abe and Flora.
Ned, Abe, and Flora. Very 1800s names.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then basically Flora falls down a well.
She falls down the well. And what stuck with me here was there was something about like the splash they heard and like how viscerally they felt the sound of the splash because they knew what that meant.
Yeah. And they knew there was not a good chance of getting their daughter back. Mm-mm. And she died.
She dies in the not in the flashback, but it just comes out later that, The flashback ends where, like, and she falls down the well and they try really hard to get her. Anyway, in the future.
Well, so they decide, okay, let's throw the bucket down.
Try the bucket.
She can grab the bucket, and they crank, and he cranks, and there's a really filthy line. Let me find it. See if I can find it real quick. It was gross.
All the bucket cranking?
Yeah, it sounded dirty. I want to find it. Fill the airtime.
Yep. So, and I got to thinking like how a lot of the times sounds can be just as scary as sight, because you think of scary things you see kind of all the time, but like scary sounds, I think those really kind of stick with you. I think
for me, it's like a scary sound or a realization is when like my heart sinks, so to speak.
Yeah.
Here's the part that I thought was really gross and could have meant other things. Pa cranked and it moved, lowering the big wooden bucket to the bottom. His face reddened as he cranked as hard and fast as he could. Grab the bucket! Grab the bucket! Ned and I shouted down to our sister. Pa uttered a groan as we heard the bucket splash down.
Splash.
And then there's another moment in here.
Big wooden bucket.
Hold on, Pa will pull you up. Pa lowered his shoulders to crank. She's coming up, he called to Ma. I'm pulling her up. Crank. His face was bright red and tears rolled down his cheeks.
Crank, you bastard.
He turned the crank with both hands. Strained at it, tugged it as fast and hard as he could. I mean...
Cranking and tugging.
Hold on, you're almost there, I cried. I gasped when I heard the sharp snap.
Whoa.
I knew immediately what had happened.
See what I mean? Sharp snap. Horrific sound in that case.
So, I think he got a little carried away in that moment, but...
There was someone who had to have been in the room. This part? No one else? Okay.
But after that happened, they all kind of stand around and there's this moment of dread, so you assume she died.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
So for me, I was like, holy crap. He actually killed a character, like right off the bat.
A little girl character.
Yeah, I was very surprised. She's like, what, 9?
Yeah, something like that.
How old's your daughter?
8.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. Stuck with me.
Oof.
Like I'm saying. But I've always gotten my daughter out of the well. She's fallen down.
So we get that prologue. It's like 6 chapters, which means it's like 3 pages. And and that's in 1882. But let's back up because I want to talk about the cover and the whole binding of this thing.
All right.
It's the Goosebumps Most Wanted, so it's got like real bright green wording that says Goosebumps, and it's different from what we're typically used to, but it still looks all slimy.
Can we get into the why is it called Most Wanted? Were there like a limited edition, or is it like a marketing thing where it's like
I don't know. It's a separate run.
someone would pick this up and go, I want this the most, but I don't know why. Oh, and the title. There you go.
Let me see if I can find more examples here. But I don't really know, because he did Goosebumps Horrorland. That all kind of binds together. He did.
Are there any Most Wanted Horrorland crossovers?
Nope. And he did Goosebumps Hall of Horrors, which I think all occurs in schools or something.
Okay.
But Most Wanted, I think, is just his other... I think it's so he can put out more than one book.
Oh, like a contract thing, like a Stephen King did under the pseudonym.
I think
sorry
to
mention him.
I think because it's a different series.
Yeah.
He's able to put it out consecutive, or alongside his other ones. That'd be my only guess.
That makes sense.
To make money.
Yeah, because like it reads like a Goosebumps book. Like if you just would have called it 12 Screams of Christmas, I would have been like, yeah, this is no different than any,
Yeah, exactly. It's December, present year, and right off the bat, Kate the Klutz, as I will refer to her later on, is seeing ghosts. Real ghosts. So
yeah.
There's no build to it really. We just know that she sees ghosts.
Yep, this is what she does.
Which is kind of cool.
She knows gymnastics, sees ghosts. Let's go.
I like that they did not bury the lead with that, and that it wasn't that, oh, what? Nobody else can see these? I'm just now discovering that I can see ghosts? No, she could already see ghosts.
Now, so you see ghosts. You don't like to see ghosts, but you do. You're going home. There's a shortcut through a graveyard.
Don't want to take it, but gotta.
You gotta, because you want to be home fast.
Because you need to get to play practice.
Gotta get to play.
So you gotta get home, eat.
Is serious business.
No, you gotta get home to rehearse.
Yeah.
Get to the play.
The lines. Well, no, for auditions, she couldn't miss the auditions.
Sorry, tryouts, not practice.
Yeah, even more important. So, I don't know. I probably would have given up an acting career if I had to cut through a graveyard while I saw ghosts around me.
Yeah, if I knew that I was going to see ghosts in this graveyard, which obviously if you can see ghosts, you're gonna.
That's like where you go to see ghosts.
It's like the zoo for ghosts.
It's like, yeah, if you hate animals, but you gotta like make a shortcut through the zoo, you're like, I don't know, might see some animals in there.
I get the impression when she's cutting through this graveyard that it's at the funeral of the girl from the well. Did you not get that impression?
Oh, you mean like an echoing, a rippling of the funeral? What made you think that?
Because everybody's standing around like in a circle, looking down solemnly at a box.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, it's a funeral, I would say.
And there are two boys, and the funeral appears to be for a little girl, and
the math is checking out. Yeah. I did not connect those dots.
Maybe I connected too many dots, but I was like, oh, I see what's going on.
I was reading an R.L. Stein book, and I'm just like, yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, sometimes people look at boxes and are sad.
Also, really early on, we get mentions of Facebook, which is a first for me reading a Goosebumps book.
Oh, true, yeah.
And the word frenemy appears, which...
Well, it's very forcibly appears. It was... Oh, maybe that's what makes it a most wanted. Like, it introduces more colloquial terms.
Could be. Maybe.
But that did... It was, like, on its own page, I felt like, in bold, like...
They both were. Yeah. They were both on the same page. Okay, got that out of the way. Oops, sorry.
Drum roll.
I didn't mean to drop all of your ears on the ground.
Yeah, that stuck out to me. Because it was like, we better... there and there. Okay, let's never speak of the present ever again.
They do mention texting once briefly. Present does exist. We've got...
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to see what that clicking is. I'm sorry for all the pausing.
It's ghosts in the background.
Hey, are you building something here?
We got children who aren't quite ready to go to bed yet in the other room who are constructing buildings and maybe digging graves of their own. Ooh, spooky.
Well, not of their own, but of their victims.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So anyway, there's like a brief rehearsal at her house. Her friend Jack is there. She's kind of got a crush on Jack, sort of. It's not really important. Courtney was supposed to show up, but she didn't actually invite Courtney. By the way, this main character, her name is
That's the
Kate.
frenemy.
The frenemy, because she hates her, and they're competing for the same part. And
Courtney's terrible.
Courtney's a cunt. And so they don't invite her along. But she shows up anyway later, dressed head to toe in white makeup and all that, just being a real...
Is that kind of the first kind of set up to spook chapter break that we had when she turns around and like there's another ghost, holy shit, and then it's chapter break and then it's like, oh, it's just a person in white face.
No, because first, before that, there was a the piano starts playing by itself in the corner, but it was her mom's phone on the piano.
Yeah.
Ringing.
Ah! Oh.
Because her mom's like, aren't you going to be too scared to do this production? It's about ghosts, because it's called The 12 Screams of Christmas. And it's got ghosts in it. And her mom knows about the whole incident that happened in the past with ghosts and stuff. And so, just to prove her mom right, she gets scared at a phone ringing.
But it was on the piano, to her credit.
Yeah, to be fair, it was over where noise is commonly made. With nobody there.
She looked over there, did not see it. I think it would have been scarier if there was someone else playing the piano. Wouldn't it be weird if just someone, if you had a piano and someone just walked in your door, a stranger just started playing your piano?
That'd be very scary.
I've heard stories of like wrong house stories.
What do you mean?
Which are, like, if it's nighttime and you're in a neighborhood and you live in a neighborhood where all the houses are basically the same, maybe you get drunk and then go grocery shopping as one does.
Go in the wrong house, crash on the wrong couch, sort of.
Or
thing.
you just go in and just start putting your fucking groceries away. Well, like there's a family in the living room. You don't realize? I'm not saying this is me, but.
But I have seen your
stories.
neighborhood.
Yes.
And the term cookie cutter comes to mind. No offense.
I love cookies.
Cookies are great. Cutters, not so much. So they get to the play practice. The rest of what happens there is not really important. They run to play practice, and they meet Mr. Piccolo, a.k.a. Mr. P, who is described as looking like a fat owl.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a piccolo. He looks more like a double bass.
But I think Piccolo is a great name for someone who looks like a fat owl.
It is.
It's a great name.
It's a very great name. I'm a little annoyed that the music teacher had to be named after a musical instrument, but I guess that's fine for the kiddos.
That's true too.
I mean, this book is not intended for me.
Call me Mr. Piccolo.
But everybody loves him, and he's all friendly, and he's,
Too friendly.
a little too friendly.
Yeah.
He did creep me out a couple times. I'm like, is he the random ghost on the cover of the book?
I don't know. He's orchestrating quite a bit of incidental madness.
He is. He does things that no normal teacher would ever do.
So is this when he tells the ghost story about the haunting of the theater?
Yes.
So in the I'm kind of a theater kid, and like every theater has a theater ghost / theater ghost story, and they're all pretty fun and they're all pretty great. And so I'm like, oh, this is where this is going, and I thought it was going to be like a haunted theater kind of story throughout, but they took this story and they wadded up and just dropped it on the floor and left it there for the rest of the book. The ghost story of the theater has absolutely nothing to do with anything. That drove me crazy.
Yeah, it was just to add a spooky moment to the early middle of the book.
But
I liked the story.
I liked the story too, but like there was also when Kate has to go get she have to go get a key or something, a folder? She has to go get something from Mr. Piccolo's office, right?
A clipboard.
Clipboard, right. And so a kid walking around the school alone at nighttime, I love that. Mm-hmm. That's just a great setup for anything.
Anybody can put themselves there, like, ooh, what would that be like?
Yeah.
Because I've been in schools.
Yeah.
I've been there when they were kind of deserted.
I think schools look way different at nighttime from the inside.
They do.
It's a different vibe.
And then she gets locked in his office.
Yeah.
Which is never confirmed to be Kate, but it's pretty...
Courtney.
Courtney,
yeah.
But it is very heavily implied.
Well, it was either Courtney or the theater ghost who
doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist apparently. So I'm gonna go with Courtney. It's in Courtney's nature. They're going up for the same part, and Kate's obviously a threat. So Courtney's just like, lock you in the office.
Yes.
Bitch move.
Very much a bitch move. She races back, tussles with Courtney, all pissed off. They fall through the trap door that was mentioned casually, briefly before that.
Good thing.
She has a spoopy dream, wakes up, and neither her or Court get the part because they were fighting, so they're relegated to the chorus. Which Kate doesn't really mind all that much because at least Courtney didn't get the part.
Sacrifices.
Yes. So then it diverts completely, and Mr. Piccolo decides to take them to an old spoopy house for rehearsal.
Okay, like overnight.
Yeah, like an over weekend.
Yeah. See, that's
Out of nowhere. It's like, okay, now we're on the bus. Courtney's flirting with Jack, tickling him and shoving him and sucking his dick. And
no one has a permission slip. No one has a waiver.
Nobody. And they're all eating each other's buttholes. This bus ride. And Mr. Piccolo's just watching.
Giggling to himself.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Piccolo, wow.
He's driving the bus too, isn't he?
I don't know.
He has all the windows painted.
Completely black on the outside.
Yep.
So nobody can see in.
Mr. Piccolo's venture rides.
His pants are down.
It's hard to work the pedals with the pants down, but he manages.
He does manage.
He can crank like Pa.
And I should clarify, they don't say it this outright, but it is very heavily implied in the text.
And the illustrations as well.
Yours had illustrations?
Yeah, pop up.
Oh, mine was not a pop-up book. I need to borrow that. They get to the house, and it is spooky.
Well, shit.
It's like all torn up, like got torn up and hanging wallpaper and wilted flowers and squeaky floorboards and twisting stairways and all that stuff.
Damn, that's my house. Sorry, guys.
Turns out, and you kind of quickly realize, oh, this is the house from 1882.
Where the well girl died and the well girl died.
Well. She is drawn to the well.
Who wouldn't be?
Falls in, catches herself, though, because of her cat-like reflexes.
Yep, gymnastics.
Gymnastic cat. And
that's what all her friends call her.
So after that incident, later on, Mr. Piccolo, got them around the fireplace and tells a story of the house, which of course is the house from the beginning. They sing the 12 Screams of Christmas. Oh, by the way, this house is like his ancestor's house or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's a reason why he's there with a bunch of children.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I know about this house
because he knows about it.
He wants to inspire them.
Yeah, he wants to creep them out.
He wants them to sing crisply.
Oh,
he kept telling them to sing crisply.
He liked the crisp word.
And he wanted them to get a feel for what it would be like to try to kind of transport them, as it were.
Do we have the lyrics to one of those Christmas songs?
I do.
I had a feeling you did.
We'll get to that because R.L. Stein is a poor lyricist. In fact, let's just do it right now.
Okay, here we are.
Here's one of them. Have a haunted Christmas and a scary New Year too. Have a haunted Christmas, and to one and all say boo.
Okay. Yeah.
So got that out of the way.
Yeah. And this was this was Mr. Piccolo's script though, wasn't it?
Yes, he wrote it.
So maybe Mr. Piccolo's not a very good artist or lyricist.
You're right. We shouldn't put that on R.L. Stein.
No, he
Sorry,
could have
Bob.
been trying his worst.
Sorry, Bob, and Ghost of Bob. When you die, this podcast will probably still exist.
Yeah. Weird to think about.
He's like 74.
We should record a podcast just pretending he had just died.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
We'll do that.
In fact, every podcast from now on, let's just kind of assume,
He's dead already?
Yeah, it's like he just died.
Okay.
R.I.P. So sudden. Hated to see him go.
R.L. Stein.
Ways.
I'm sorry. The late R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
Gosh, got to show my respects. I hope he gets knighted before he goes.
I'll do it.
I'll just say that.
I'll
You'll
do
knight
it.
him?
I'll knight him.
What are you going to knight him with?
The,
You're going to knight him with something.
the
something
Queen's
appropriate.
arm.
Ooh, I like it.
The arm of the Queen of England.
The bony, yellowed, crazy Queen's arm. Am I right?
Silver-haired Queen's arm.
Studded with spangles and
Spangled with studs
large
and studded with spangles.
stones. Yes. So they sing this 12 Screams of Christmas song, which is like a buzzard and a bear tree and all that crap. And and Kate sees the ghost twins on the stairs.
Like,
And
really sees them.
Actually sees them, and she's trying hard not to scream because she doesn't want to get called Ghost Girl anymore.
Because that's offensive.
Because she gets called Ghost Girl and gets teased. And
Nobody thinks that's cool for some reason.
they look scary. These twins look scary. They have cold, hard faces and dark black eyes. Like a doll's eyes.
And there are two of them. Because they're twins.
Twins are always
I
cute.
assume one looks a lot like the other one.
Wavy black hair. And they have meat falling off their faces.
Wavy black hair, that's kind of hot. I don't know. I like that part.
These are children.
No, they're from the 1800s. They're hundreds of years old.
In the bodies of children.
Well, I can't help how they develop. You're digging this grave for me, and I don't like it.
You dug it for yourself. But let's not split prepubescent hairs. There's a moment that night up in the girls' room that I really liked. Don't look at me that way.
There you go.
The three of them are all up there just doing their thing. Court's texting. Carol Ann is silently memorizing her lines, like mouthing the words and stuff. And Kate's just kind of taking everything in, like alert to every subtle sound. And it's actually like it feels like a very non-forced moment, which is pretty odd for a Goosebumps
Far
book.
in between. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much normal, and I still was it was more spooky than a lot of the rest of the book.
I agree.
Because nothing was happening. It was like...
It was all build-up, but I felt very genuine.
I was like, oh my gosh, did he discover what suspense is for a page?
You know, if you keep guessing, you're going to stumble into it.
You know, she was describing, like, she could hear, like, crunching leaves outside and stuff, or she'd hear, like, a swirl of
Lots of
something
leaves.
else.
Lots of leaves crunching around.
Yeah, and she'd refer to the ground crunching, and the shoes crunching the leaves, and the crunch and the crunch and the crunch.
Crisp.
Nice crisp crunches. Crispy crunch. Crunch, crisp. Crunchy, crunchy, crunch.
Crispy.
Crisps.
Rice Krispies.
Crisps. Packet of crisps.
Let's do...
Potato crisps.
Let's do Vincent Price's Rice Krispie commercial.
The Rice Krispies.
Snap like bones in the night of All Hallows.
Crackle like the lightning, splitting the sky in twain.
Pop. Also.
Like a bottle of pop, like a yummy bottle
sugary.
of spidery pop.
Spider pop.
So yeah, I was like, see, was that so hard, R.L. Stine, to just write a genuine moment of...
And then he's like, I'm bored. Ghosts. Yeah.
Yes. So she runs outside and gets creeped out.
That's the thing,
Something's
she
drawing
just-
me to the well.
Like, I'm going to the well.
Pretty much.
Too crunchy sounding in here. I'm going to the well.
It's going to be even crunchier out there. The twin... Okay, I had some realizations at this point. The twin boys, they must have died as children.
Oh, yeah, huh? They were...
They were the same age as when we last saw them,
I think
but they were ghosts.
Pa threw one in after the other, expecting to build like a human tower to
And
get
they fell
Flora.
in. He was pretty pissed. He might have just chucked him in
Yeah,
there.
the way he was cranking that big wooden bucket. Just red in the face, cranking away.
Red, sweaty palms, cranking.
Grunting.
Grab the bucket!
Grab the bucket!
Groan.
Get in there!
Get in the hole!
Get in the hole, grab that bucket!
Also, maybe you have an answer here, but why was Flora not a ghost that joined them? Because everyone that's dead is a ghost. She should have just been a ghost. How come she was still trapped in the well but not answering?
That was definitely a witch well of some kind. A ghost trapping witch well.
Ah, which well?
Uh-huh.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
We're helping him out.
There's an asterisk in there. Asterisk. An asterisk? An
Asterisk, please.
in there somewhere. An acric. I think there was an acric by the word well. This is a witch well.
We'll say it was a witch well. That's fair, because it does draw people to it. The ghosts,
Exactly.
The other ghosts did not have the power of magnetism. They didn't.
No one was drawn to them.
Not even
Only the well.
doll's eyes.
The dark, cold, spidery.
Doll's eyes. Also, so yeah, when that's happening, she's outside. Wait, I think I'm forgetting a part. Oh, I think she runs back inside or something. Mr. Piccolo, or he comes outside and he's like, "What are you doing out here?" and brings her in.
Yeah. Yeah, she turns. Oh yeah.
Anyway, she ends up back inside, goes to bed. Next morning, they are singing again. Those awful lyrics.
As crisply as can be.
How did it go again? Have a haunted Christmas.
You're doing it better style?
Yeah.
It's as crisp as you could think of.
Yeah.
Have a
Haunted Christmas.
haunted Christmas.
To one and all, say boo. Just say it.
Just to one and all.
Boo.
Hey, boo.
Scary.
Yo, boo.
She sees them again while they're singing. She sees the twins on the stairs. This time she can't hold it in. She shouts out, gets embarrassed when they all start making fun of her. She runs up the stairs, thwacks her head on a cabinet or some shit, and then ascends to the attic where Christmas is being had. And they all say, "Welcome home, Flora."
This part. Now we're into the business part of the book.
Yeah.
This should have been just the book. We should have opened like running upstairs, smack the head on whatever. She's in this room that's yellow, right? Hold on. Someone's trying to get into our cold
Our
room.
studio.
Hey, Levi, come here. What do you want?
It's on the
This is a podcast. They can't see what you're holding. This is all just noises.
You had a Batman thing, huh?
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and keep recording. It was good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll
See you later.
Okay.
So I think the room was yellow.
It was
from
yellow, like
flickering fire, maybe. Or...
I imagine like just a well-lit room that just had like yellow carpet, yellow walls, and a yellow ceiling.
Oh yeah.
Like a pastel yellow, just
that's cool.
really muted, kind of dingy yellow.
I wish I had gotten that while I was reading it. It sounds fun.
But like but then the family's up there, and they're basically rotting, and this room is set up with like different kind of disturbing mysteries in each corner. Like, what is that for, and what is that for, and what is that for?
Yeah, it's an attic.
It's an attic. I love this premise though. Like you turn around, like the door was locked, or like she could not.
It was gone.
The door's gone. Even better.
The stairs and the door, they don't exist
So
anymore.
now you're just in this room with this family who wants you to be their dead daughter.
Yes.
Their daughter who has died, and they want you to do all these rituals with and for and about them. It's just real unnerving. I liked it a lot.
That's the bit I liked. I think that's the thing he thought of first when he was writing the book.
Yeah.
And then decided to go ahead and write the rest of it around it. How are we gonna get there? I liked it too. I started to feel a lot of similarities with Welcome to Dead House.
Oh yeah.
Like when I was thinking about the family eating the food and their eyes rolling around in their head and all that stuff. This was kind of similar to that.
Weren't they also eating like bones?
Yeah, they were crunching bones and stuff.
Bone crunching, that's right.
More crunching. And this one, he's like, "It's time to carve the bird."
The father kept saying, "Time to carve the bird."
And the father, Aaron, we need to know his name for some reason. His name is Aaron.
Yep, dark wavy hair.
Yep. And so he says, "It's time to carve the bird." And then they do their Father Christmas ritual.
Yes.
Which,
They open this closet.
yes.
It's like it's the only door in the room. So like right when you go up, you bunk your head. You're kind of in pain. You're in this room now. It's yellow, and this rotting ghost family saying, "Come be our dead daughter." You're gonna turn around, fuck that. You're gonna want to go back down this stairway. There's no door there now though, but there is only one other door in the room, and so you're gonna think,
It's like a little closet.
yeah, I do need to know what's behind that door. It did not disappoint. They brought out
A throne,
with a corpse on it.
and spun it around, and there was a dead corpse dressed as Santa.
A Santa corpse.
And it's time to sit on Father Christmas's
To
lap.
sit on the corpse.
She thought that its eyes moved, but it was just worms crawling around inside his eye holes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just this, worm house of a corpse that you have to sit on now and make wishes to.
She keeps refusing to get up onto his lap. And finally, they very bitterly are like, "Fine, whatever.
Well, fine.
Let's have dinner proper now."
Yeah.
So they go to the
Time to grab a bird.
they have dinner. There's a lot of bones. There's a bowl of mouse heads.
Right. Traditional.
As you do on Christmas during the Yule times.
I'm gonna get it started.
How's that? Now bring us a bowl of mouse heads. Now bring us a bowl of mouse heads.
You should be R.L. Stein's lyricist.
I'd take that job. Just sit in a room with him writing his books and him going, I need something good.
I need a spooky Easter song.
I wrote all the not good stuff. Can you give me something good? Just kidding. I
Stuff
love
some
R.L.
gaps for
Here's
you.
the weird thing. I love these books,
Yeah.
but I also love like the worst movies on the planet. And not like your Transformers or your Fast and the Furious or things like that. But
No.
no, like the things you've never heard of because you should never have heard of
No.
them.
They were buried on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that stuff is interesting. And I
Yeah.
like it because it's interesting. Because most of the people you meet in this world will not have seen the same thing as you once you've
true.
watched that movie. So that's what I like about bad things.
Well, and it's not like you wouldn't, like, it's not like you defend it either. If someone says, like, these are bad prose, much too adverby, be like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know.
But
Still entertaining.
Still fun.
Still
real
enjoyable.
Great. Still real great to me.
Then it's presents time.
The presents, that's right. Remind me, what was in the presents?
So one present is given to one of the boys. It's just like a moth-eaten sweater.
Right.
And he's like, "Thanks, I love it." And the mom's like, "I would hope so. I've given it to you for the last 100 years." And they all have a good laugh.
Yeah, I wonder if like they started out saying, okay, let's just be normal. We're dead, but we're gonna get through it. Let's just be normal. Just do what we would have done anyway. And like I wonder if it's like it didn't specify in the flashback if she died around Christmas, did it? I don't think it did.
No. It was December.
It was this, so it might have been. They could have been living this day like over.
Oh, wait,
and
no, they
over.
didn't say. You're right, they didn't say.
That would have been crazy. But so they've just been kind of like going with the flow. And so he's gotten the sweater over and over and over, and like he's broken through the point to where he's buried it so far down that it's just like, yes, I love this again.
And the mom is like, "I should hope so. I've given it to you,
You loved
every
it last
year."
time too.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was like 1 year where he didn't love it, and like,
And that's when they murdered him.
yeah, and that's like, well, I guess we know who Father Christmas is next year, and he had to like stay.
They'll never not love it again.
Exactly.
Tell you what.
They had to like pack his skin with worms, and he had to like sit in the throne in the closet for the year until like
Oh,
they
crap.
brought him out. Yep.
No, that was the other twin.
Yeah. Abe.
The first one, they probably chucked him out the window.
The window. There is a window.
Because they do end up chucking Flora out the window when she doesn't have presents for them.
Thank God for gymnastics.
They're like, "And what did you get for us, Flora?" She's like, "Stop calling me that. Nothing." And they chuck her out the window. It's funny. I threatened to
New
throw
tradition.
I threatened to throw my daughter out the window or
me too, yeah.
put her in the garbage or
Yeah.
like all kinds of crazy stuff that she knows I won't do.
I told Levi I'll throw him into a volcano of bees like every day. That's him making all that noise. I'm gonna throw him into a volcano of bees.
It's okay. It's good. It's good ambiance.
Yeah.
I usually just tell Olivia, I'm gonna put you in the garbage. I'm gonna throw you in the garbage. It's very real to her. It's a very real thing.
Because she sees that garbage, she's like, yeah, I could probably fit in
It's
there.
right outside the door, but she knows I won't do it. And we laugh and we laugh.
Until the day.
But I might use that volcano of bees thing. I like that. I'm gonna hoist you up a beanstalk. Hoist you up there. You never know.
I will slingshot you into the sun.
Yeah. I will just casually drop you into a passing tornado.
I will casually drop you to an adjacent tornado. Oh, there that is.
Here's us. We're driving. Tornado coming at us perpendicularly. I will let it get you. I will let the bad thing get you.
Well, no protection for Levi from now on.
All right, so no presents. She gets chucked out the window.
Sunroof open.
The everybody's following her. The heads are swelling and pulsing like fish heads. They're walking all stiffly, and then she goes.
To the well.
They try to chuck her down the well, and they're like, "You're gonna be Flora in this way now. You're no good to us. Get down there."
Because it's like, I guess the logic is someone's got to be down there at that bottom of the well. Right now it's our daughter. She's looking for, someone to fill that slot. So in you go. Just send whoever is down there up in your stead.
Well, they know that they never got Flora back, so from this witch well, supposedly. So maybe they're like, you're going to be gone forever, too. Not Flora.
For no presents.
Because you didn't give us presents. You ruined Christmas.
Because, well, yeah, it's a huge buildup. It can't be very often someone comes to this house who can actually see ghosts, see them. And so, they see Kate and be like, they see her.
They
yeah.
chose her. They chose her.
She been done choosed.
They picked her and like, you're gonna be Flora.
Yeah, this is good. You could see us and hear us. It's meant to be. What? No presents. Goodbye.
Resolution comes though because and I wasn't sure if it would because so first of all, the girl in the beginning dies.
Yeah.
Then she can immediately see ghosts. So he's kind of breaking some of his own rules here. And so I was like, is she just gonna die
Or wake up.
or something? Yeah, is it gonna
Wake up at the top of the stairs.
Will it
'cause
be
she
moot?
bumped her head.
Will it be moot? Well, if you think back to the flashback, and he reminds
It was
us,
a while ago.
she screams like "Get me out" or something like 12 times.
Right. Exactly 12 times.
12 screams of Christmas, just like the title of the play.
And you see, Mr. Piccolo could write that, Big Piccolo, because it's his ancestors, so he knows the 12 screams.
Yes,
So
but
maybe anyway, he was trying to communicate.
but it's a school play, so he's got to write it as a pick-me-up. So in the end of this one,
Oh yeah.
in the school play, Flora actually gets rescued. And how do they rescue her in the school play? You have to scream "Come up" 12 times.
Lucky guess.
Yeah.
Crank hard 12 times.
And it works. She appears, but she can't make it all the way up. And Flora's got to reach down, or not Flora, Kate, new Flora, has to reach
It's a
down
winter's boner.
and try to help her up. And it's all slippy and slippery and
Cold.
slidey and cold. And they're like, bring her up now. And she's like, I'm trying. Yeah, they give her a chance because she says she can bring her up.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm trying. And then Courtney runs out and is like, what the F are you doing? I don't see anything. And she's like, just trust me for this 1 second. Hold my feet while I jump in. And she just goes for it because there's no time to waste. And she reaches down and grabs her, and Courtney has her feet.
Courtney holds those feet.
She does it.
She comes through in the end.
And they
It's a
pull her out.
redemption moment.
And they pull her out.
Here's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought Kate was going to get thrown down the well. And she was going to scream, let me out. And, then I thought the lights would go dim, the curtain would lower, and then Kate would come out of the well to uproarious applause, and everyone would take a bow. I thought the whole thing was going to be Mr. Piccolo's play.
It should have been.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, you know what? I don't think it'll even get there.
It really should have been.
That's too good. It's too good.
It is too good. At this point, you're not really thinking about it that way, and so it would have been a great reveal to do that.
Yeah.
I would have been surprised because I was fully expecting a dream because he always.
Yeah, like dreams.
She thwacked her head last we saw her, and then weird stuff started happening.
Exactly.
And she does address that. She's like, I know, I'm just dreaming again. I hit my head on that thing. And it wasn't a dream.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That always bothered me in things where...
It's an extra red herring.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and like unreliable narrator, etc.
Heavy misdirection. And yeah, Bob as a rule is a very unreliable narrator. And that's when I took the last breath of my life. Next chapter. Or it would have been. You said it as an absolute
what
a second ago.
Say.
Yeah. Just kidding. That didn't happen.
Never mind, apparently.
But that would have been good.
I was rash in that last moment. Yeah. Wow. But it was a fun read.
Yeah. And then Flora is like, thank you so much for saving me. I'm going to reveal myself to Courtney as well because she helped. And she does. And Courtney flips out. And now Courtney's a new ghost girl because she saw a ghost. Even though she was making fun of everyone, making fun of Kate for seeing all the ghosts.
Yep.
So that was like the fun little, okay. And anyway, Kate goes home. Everything's over. And Flora shows up at the door, and she's like, I'm going to live here now with you. And that's like the little tease at the end. Which was unnecessary, but he always has to have his extra little tease, cliffhanger thingies.
Yeah, how do you... Oh, okay. Do
I was like, okay,
feed
great.
you ghost food?
Right.
Do I have to do anything?
Right.
Are there rules?
You can buy that in the store in a can.
Ghost food.
A can of dust bunnies. Which I call ghost poop.
Aw.
You should start doing that.
I will.
You should all adopt that.
This house is covered in ghost poop.
Dust bunnies are created by pooping ghosts.
Love it.
Yeah. What's your how? Go ahead and give it a rating. Did we rate the last one? I don't know. Rate it, but
okay.
try to rate it.
Okay, on a Goosebumps scale.
Yeah, on a Goosebumps scale. Yeah.
Okay, well, I loved the Yellow Room. I found that genuinely creepy. I was like a little creeped out reading that in Kate's position.
Typically for me, I'm kind of probably like you, where I'm looking for one good solid moment in a book that sticks with me.
It's
because
a bell curve scale, right? So like everything compared to that moment really saggy for me. So I'm gonna probably I'll put it a straight up 5.
Okay.
Because the rest of the book was an easy 1 for me. It wasn't outrageous enough to be enjoyable. It was just so lukewarm to me. And then that part that was a 10 for me. I love that.
Okay, so for me, I never felt like I was slogging my way through this. I mean, I read it in 2 days, but it was never like, gotta pick up a book. Right. Which sometimes you get that, and you're just waiting for the end. I was never really waiting for the end. I was just kind of along for the ride, and it was fine. There were a lot of things that I enjoyed about it. I don't remember. Surely there is one. I don't remember a book starting off with the flashback like that, with a completely different family that will come back later. I liked all the moments that were intended to be actually kind of scary, like with ghosts and things. I dug all those. Thought they were done really well. I thought all the false scares were as bad as always, but not any worse.
Right. Okay.
And I liked seeing, as corny as it was, I liked seeing mention of like Facebook and texting and phones, and like she left her phone in her backpack because it didn't ignore the present.
It might as well have been like a Facebook brand backpack. Like I didn't see any point to it other than the mention of it.
Yeah, but I liked it being in there because it made me realize that R.L. Stine has been writing these for like
it's true.
Ever.
I got hungry, went to the kitchen, and grabbed a bowl of Twitter. Twitters. It's the cereal that make you go. Twitters. Oh, I also in between
Twitters. Crunchy, spooky Twitters.
The skeletons of birds of your nightmares.
Bats. ghosts, and there will be drink and
Gossamer milk.
food and drink and ghosts.
Oh, gossamer milk. I don't like that.
Gossamer milk.
I did.
Stringy and thin.
After I read the
Wispy milk.
Wispy milk. After I read
Wispy thin gossamer milk.
After I read this, I did read Irving Welsh's Marabou Stork Nightmares. So a little bit of this this kind of faded in. I think thank God I didn't like remember them both as the same book. It would have been a different conversation. I'd be like, "What are you talking about? The book is the scariest, most disturbing fucking thing I've ever."
Oh no, that's that Irvine Welsh book I read about dogs getting murdered in the face and.
Oh, was that when Kate the Klutz disfigured that Scottish man with the carpet cutter?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're remembering that correctly. And that man came out of the coma, and then everybody had faces like smashed in potatoes. Yeah, that book. God.
Oh, I hate it when Courtney cut Kate's eyelids off just to. Oh wait, no, that was.
Sorry, that was the
Sorry.
other book. That was yeah.
Join us on our next podcast, the Welsh cast.
Probably not though.
No, I don't want to.
I
don't want to talk about that book or
I don't
read it. Ever again.
I don't think I want to read an Irvine Welsh book ever again.
No.
Because
All
think
set.
about it. He did this one. He did Train Spotting, which, as we all know,
No, it's over there.
is just filled with horror, like
Yeah.
genuine, scary, real life, nasty horror, like real scummy people doing real scummy stuff.
Yeah, all of his books are like.
And unabashedly, like they are unapologetic.
No, I think that's what. I don't know, just the commitment of it. And then like there is kind of like payoff to the awful shit, but like it comes at
It's
the
not
very
worth it.
No, it's never worth it. And it comes at the very end because you know that like whenever there's like that retribution moment, then like people are just gonna say, okay, thank you. There's a little bit of a reprieve and just close the book. So that's why he always puts it on like the last goddamn page. But yeah,
But it was not. It definitely was not enough to lift the rest of it. But
Oh
this
my
is not the
God.
Irvine Welsh cast. This is the Goosebumps podcast.
Yeah,
But if you want a
goddamn.
recommendation for something to like crush your soul into smithereens,
Are you not feeling anything?
Huh?
If you're not feeling anything, then read an Irving Welsh book.
Ah,
You'll get
yes.
Jostled.
or if you'd prefer to not feel anymore, you want to be numb to the normal,
Terrible.
awful horrors of life.
Terrible.
Go ahead and read Irvine Welsh.
Thanks for listening.
Good Scotsman. Good Scotsman there. Yes. And that was that, right? Do we have
Gotta have like ending segments so we don't just digress all the time.
we should. This book didn't have a tagline.
We need a punctuating segment.
I don't know if I mentioned that, but this book did not have a
No,
tagline.
that bummed me out. But it did have one on the back. What was the
On
one
the back it said "Ho Ho Horror."
Come
Yeah, come on. Give me a tagline. Better one right now for the 12 Screams of Christmas.
on. Okay.
You know what he could have done?
You'll love it.
You'll
You'll-
scream.
Yeah, you'll
You'll scream too.
scream your goddamn face out.
You'll float too. 12 times.
You'll float 12 times.
He stole it directly from Stephen King, except changed the spelling and put it on there 12 times. See, I wrote it.
I wonder if there's like a fanfic genre where they just make anything just Christmassy. Like, it's just Christmassier.
You know what would be funny is to take Stephen King books but write them as though you're R.L. Stein.
Oh no.
Carrie would be real.
Oh mom.
She locked me in the closet again. Ah. Now she's shouting her words. I don't really understand them. I think she's really into some weird stuff.
She was just playing a prank on me the whole time.
But this boy asked me to prom or homecoming. Whatever it was. Was it homecoming? I don't remember
Yeah,
Carrie too well.
it was a dance of some sort.
I just remember John Travolta, Pig's Blood.
Yep.
But you all know Carrie.
Should we say what we're reading next? Is that
Yes, that was something I wanted to do. Thank you.
Okay.
So next we're going back to the original series, number 35, Goosebumps, A Shocker on Shock Street.
There is a tagline for this one. We're going to talk about it next time.
Yeah. And I'm actually pretty excited for this one.
Do you want to read the back?
Yeah, let's go ahead and read the synopsis.
I'll read it. Erin Wright and her best friend Marty love horror movies, especially Shocker on Shock Street
Wait,
movies.
you said horror, correct? Because Shocker on Shock Street sounds like a whore movie.
We're going to get into it.
Okay.
Shocker on Shocker Street. All kinds of scary creatures live on Shock Street. The Toadinator, okay. Ape Face, not trying. The Mad Mangler, but when Aaron and Marty visit the new Shocker Studio theme park, I've always wanted a horror-themed theme park. How fun. They get the scare of their lives. Okay, so this is, didn't he write another Welcome to Horrorland? Isn't that this?
No.
Okay. First, their tram gets stuck in the cave of the living creeps. Then they're attacked by, this is just the book. Then they're attacked by a group of enormous praying mantises.
Here's what happens, and then this happens.
And this is how it ends. Real life is a whole lot scarier than the movies, but Shock Street isn't really real, is it?
So stay tuned next time when we come up with a bunch of better character names and rides, because that's the Toadinator. What are these kinds of scary creatures? So we'll come up with a bunch more scary creatures that are more scary and much better, what do you call them? Not rides. Attractions than things like the Cave of the Living Creeps.
Oh, I'm excited about this one.
So this will be a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us. Do I say something when we leave?
I don't know. I haven't listened to the last one. I'm sure it's good.
Random audience member, do you want to say anything?
No.
Thank you. Okay, final thing. We're going to get thoughts from a little child named Leona. Coming right up. Stay tuned. Okay, we're here with our very special guest, Leona. And we want to find out what you thought about this book. What did you like about the 12 Screams of Christmas?
I like that stuff was kind of unexpected and you didn't really know what was going to happen. So it wasn't really easy to predict.
That's not an answer I predicted. Well, did you think it was scary?
I think it's supposed to be like fun scary instead of like trying to scare you. So I thought it was funny.
So just kind of creepy?
Yes.
Or like entertaining scary.
What did you find creepy about it? Or what was the creepiest part that you can remember?
Kate kept falling. Like, from very high places. She kept falling like 50 feet from the ground.
You know, I was thinking about that when I was reading this book, and I was very surprised that R.L. Stine never referred to her or said that all of my friends call me Kate the Klutz.
I don't know why.
Because she fell so many times. She ran into stuff. Yeah, you're totally right on that.
What's her name was Kate, right?
Yes.
That's right? Okay, that makes sense. I did read it. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but she also had that gymnast instinct because she had taken gymnastics. So I like that they connected gymnastics to like a survivor's element for one part.
Yeah, not falling down a well.
And I think she at one point like backwards cartwheeled away from an assailant or something like that, like
Yeah.
handsprung.
She did a backflip.
Yeah.
She straight up backflipped
Yeah.
away from someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And then they, it was the Ghost Twins, and then they followed her, like, they described it as zombies or robots, except their heads were like fish heads, pulsing.
Yeah.
Did I say they described it?
Yeah.
R.L. Stine.
And his company.
Yeah, and whoever else writes for him. What did you think of the Ghost family?
I thought it was kind of funny that they still acted like normal humans, but it's kind of like they didn't even know they were dead.
Yeah, it's like they did and they didn't. Sometimes they acted like they weren't.
I think I liked it because I think they knew they were dead, but they were just bothered by it. Like it was inconvenient because they're trying to eat dinner.
Yeah. But there was no meat on the turkey.
But there's no dead. Yeah.
It was
Come
just
on,
bones. Time to carve the bird, he said several times.
That should have been on the front of the book.
Time to carve the bird.
Yeah.
That would have thrown me for a loop. What do you think of the book cover?
Who even is that?
Yeah, like, I don't really know who that is. When I first looked at the cover, I kind of thought it was going to be like Flora or someone. But once I finished reading it, I still didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I think they told him, they gave the artist, here's the title of the book, and then he made this. There's going to be ghosts in it and a haunted house, and he made this, and then he wrote the book. So I don't think it has anything to do with the book.
Stein cannot write this until he has your drawing to inspire him.
Pretty much. He comes up with the title, and then he makes you paint something, and then he writes
the 100 pages for it.
Ho, ho, horror. Okay, thanks, Leona. Do you have anything else you want to add to the podcast?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure you're sure?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for being on.
Mm-hmm.